The Sahara Desert is the largest desert in the world. It covers nearly 9 million square kilometers. During the day, temperatures can climb to 55 degrees Celsius. At night, they can drop below freezing. In some regions, it doesn't rain for years. Winds here are powerful enough to create sandstorms moving at over 100 kilometers per hour. When they hit, visibility drops to zero. Finding your way becomes impossible. The desert burns you during the day and freezes you at night. You lose your sense of direction. Water disappears. So ask yourself this: what would you do if you got lost out there?
Mauro Prosperi was a former Italian athlete and a police officer. He was 39 years old. One day, he decided to take on the greatest challenge of his life, the legendary Marathon des Sables, also known as the Marathon of the Sands, a 250-kilometer race through the Sahara Desert, one of the toughest endurance races on Earth. On the registration form, runners were asked a chilling question: if you die, where should we send your body? And it was in this environment that Mauro would eventually become lost, completely alone in the middle of the Sahara.
When Mauro first mentioned the race, his wife begged him not to go. And honestly, she wasn't wrong. He was a family man, a husband, a father. But people who knew Mauro described him the same way. Once he set his mind on something, nothing could stop him. He trusted his body and his mind. No matter how much his wife pleaded, Mauro was going to run that race. He trained relentlessly. Every day he ran 40 kilometers. He even drank less water on purpose, pushing his body to tolerate dehydration, a decision that would later become critical. By April 1994, everything was ready. The Marathon des Sables was about to begin. Back then, the race wasn't famous. Only around 80 athletes were competing. Today, over 1,500 runners take part. Since 1986, the race had been held in the Moroccan Sahara, covering roughly 250 kilometers over 6 days. During the day, runners faced the sun. At night, they slept in desert camps. The most brutal rule was simple: you carry everything on your back: food, clothes, equipment. The organizers provided only limited water and emergency aid. Sand dunes, rocky terrain, salt flats, wind corridors. Some stages exceeded 80 kilometers, nearly twice a normal marathon in one day. Mauro's wife had every reason to worry. The race began. And Mauro was incredible. In just 3 days, he covered nearly 100 kilometers. He climbed to 4th place overall. During the day, he refilled water every 10 to 15 kilometers. At night, he rested. But on the 4th day, everything changed. That morning, the wind was different, stronger. The temperature climbed to 46 degrees Celsius. On the horizon, something strange appeared. Small dunes, moving. At first, he thought it was nothing. He was wrong. A massive wall of sand was coming toward him. The wind screamed. Sand struck his face like needles. In seconds, visibility vanished. Breathing became painful. Organizers had warned runners, during sandstorms, stay put. But in the Sahara, there is nowhere to hide. You are the shelter. Mauro crouched, covered his face, turned his back to the wind. But the sand buried him. He stood up, moved, spun. And when you do that, in zero visibility, you lose direction. After 8 hours, the storm ended. Night fell. Mauro had no idea where he was, so he slept and waited for daylight. At dawn, he didn't panic. He thought about the race, about catching up.
He packed his things and ran in the direction he thought was right. He was alone, no markers, no runners. His water was gone. He had dry food, a knife, a sleeping bag. He believed someone would appear. They never did.
The desert had changed. Landmarks were gone. He ran for hours. Nothing. Water became everything. Dry food was useless. Not knowing where to go, he urinated into his bottle, just in case. From that moment on, survival was his only goal. Walk at dawn, rest at noon, walk at sunset, sleep. 2 days later, he heard a helicopter. He screamed, waved, fired his flare, but it was daytime. The flare was invisible. The helicopter flew away. On the third day, he saw buildings, abandoned desert shrines. Inside, it was cool, dark. He collapsed. Bats lived in the walls. He caught them and drank their blood. Disgusting, dangerous, but necessary. Over 20 bats. Days passed, no rescue. He had walked the wrong direction. Search teams believed no one could survive there. One afternoon, he heard a plane. He burned everything: clothes, gear, his sleeping bag. Smoke rose. Then another sandstorm. The smoke vanished. The plane disappeared. Mauro gave up. He wrote an apology to his family on the wall, slit his wrist. But dehydration saved him. His blood clotted. He lived. On the 7th day, he walked again, toward distant clouds. He crawled, and then palm trees, water. He drank slowly. For 6 hours, he survived. Footprints. On day 13, he followed them. A young Berber girl saw him. She ran. He followed. A village. He was alive. After 9 days lost, over 300 kilometers, Mauro Prosperi survived. He lost 16 kilograms. His organs were damaged. Recovery took years, but he lived. The desert almost killed him, and somehow, it also saved him. That's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, see you in the next one.